What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? My name is Joe. I've been reselling for a long time here on eBay. So if you're an eBay reseller, new to eBay reselling, really just reselling in general, welcome. Appreciate y'all hanging out. I've been doing this, like I said, 8 years full time, and but I've actually been on eBay since 2000, back when I sold my yearbooks when I was in college. My yearbooks, not my yearbooks. Yeah, sold my yearbooks. No, not my yearbooks. My school books. Would sell those back. Anyway, yeah. So I've been on eBay a long time. Back when I was in my college days, used to use eBay for a lot of different stuff. Sold my old toys, old collections, odds and ends here and there. So I've been using eBay for a long time, but dove in full time about 8 years ago. So anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out. We got some questions in the comments that I want to cover and go over. I think I want to start doing that regularly. So let me jump over here, get into my YouTube and see who said what real quick. This is the first time I'm doing this too, as far as doing comments and replying to comments live or on a video. But I had a few comments come through. I just reset, being on vacation for like 10 days. I just reset, so my hopefully I'm getting some new eyeballs on my stuff, which is nice. Let's see here. I think it was this one. Yes, let's go to this video and check out the comments. So I've had, let's see, a few people comment. So Winston said, "Phoebe, hats off to you if you can make money reselling, but the margins are too small to justify doing it for me, or doing it to me." Look, I get it, man. I get it. Margins, you got to be able to source stuff and, flip. You got to be able to flip stuff into money, man. I mean, that's what it's about, or it's not going to work, right? And so, and it's not for everybody. I mean, there's a lot of little nuances that goes into this. I've said it before. You got to be a hustler, man. You got to have that hustler mentality to do this. It's not going to fall and drop in your lap. It's not easy. People think it's easy, but you got to go out and hustle. You got to have some library in here of things you've sold before, so you know what to pick up, and or be on your phone looking things up regularly, whether it's in the moment or after the fact. Like, man, I should have picked that up. You make a mental note, like, man, should I pick that up? Should I not? If you don't have your phone, look it up after and see what it goes for. So if you see it again, you can pick it up. A lot of stuff, a lot of consumer goods and things you see repeatedly. So as you get good at knowing stuff, like, for example, I know Cochrane jump boots. I'm in a military town. Cochrane jump boots sell for me between 70 and 100 bucks. So if I can get them for like 20, 30, $40, depending on condition, it's worth it. You know what I mean? So, and I know right off the top of my head, I don't have to look it up. I already know that they're going to sell, depending on condition, up to $100. So, but it's just an example. So you got to know video games. I mean, I know video games very well. I know clothes, kind of. I know, all the different categories, toys a little bit. I know a lot. I know a little about a lot of different categories. And so that's good to kind of be well-versed. Electronics, I'm pretty good with. That kind of stuff. So anyway, yes, it can be hard, and margins can certainly be tight. And it's all in how you source, what you source, how much you're willing to put out. I mean, if I'm going to buy something for 100, I need to make 200, because after it's all said and done, I'm only going to see about $60, $70 profit off of that. You got to, be mindful of that kind of stuff, taking into consideration your fees and your shipping and all that kind of stuff. So certainly reselling is not for everyone. And if you're in an area, I have seen, picking in different areas, how demographically, it can change and be different. And in some areas it can certainly be harder than others. But anyway, definitely I believe it starts with sourcing. So if you don't source well, then you're gonna probably have tight margins and not a good sell-through rate. So if you're not sourcing well, then this is gonna be tough. So anyway, so just kind of touch on what Winston had mentioned. Definitely can be tough. Thanks for the tip, appreciate it. What he said, did I comment back? It can be hard at times, but starts with good sourcing. Yeah, definitely. That's where I said back to him, and he said thanks for the tip. Yeah, sourcing. One of my slogans is flip to 100. So anytime I do marketplace deals, and I'm being very specific here, whenever I do like marketplace deals, for example, I'm always looking to flip to 100. It's not worth my time. The margins aren't there if you're not flipping to 100 at least. So I'm willing to put out whatever, as long as I can flip to 100 at least. So if I got to put out 200 to make 300, I'm good. If I got to put out 300 to make 400, I'm good. I don't normally do deals like that, that high, but you know, usually it's more like 100, 200 to make 200 to 300. It's about the range that I'm in normally. Sometimes 30 to make 130 or 50 to make 150, that kind of stuff. Or close to that, you know, 50 to make 130, 140. Try to get that flip to 100 because obviously those margins, you know, you gotta make money, right? And after eBay takes its chunk and shipping and taxes, and you know, everybody takes their cut, then you know, you're left with what? So you got to make sure that you're flipping, you know, at least 3 times in your money is a good rule. You know, to like 3 times, well, maybe not 3 times, at least double your money. At least got to double your money. And is that going to be the case 100% of the time? No, I don't double my money 100% of the time, but I certainly pick things up for $1, $5, sell them for $30 to $50, and I do that a lot. You know, so you do that enough, it's a volume play. I mean, you can just go through my eBay store and see all the stuff that I've got up, and it's all behind me, but you can't really see it that well. But anyway, so starts with sourcing. So I just want to kind of touch on that. I think I want to start doing this regularly, touching on comments before we kick off. So Andy said, I'm glad. I'm a thumb heart this real quick and thumb up it. I'm glad you also case swap. I thought I was crazy. No, I case swap, absolutely. Andy, I definitely case swap. So in fact, I did it yesterday. I've got a whole bunch of just random games, and there was a couple that I wanted to keep, and a couple that the cases were just jank and they were lower end games, so I just kind of took them out of the thing. We for example, Wii Fit is trash, but the case was great, so I took the Wii Fit thing out, the manual and the CD, the cover art, and the case is in great condition. Put it in my pile of cases for whenever I come across something like like Mario Kart or something like that. You know, a loose disc with a with a crap case, or not a loose disc, but a crappy case. Then I have a nice case to swap it out, and I do that for my personal and for customer stuff as well. So I try to, so you know, method to the madness. It's just one of those little things. It's just kind of like my memory card thing that I talked about before. I buy memory cards in bulk. I buy the jumper packs for N64s in bulk because I swap those out. I guess it's not exactly the same example, but those little tips and tricks being a reseller, and that's just me doing what I do. I have, it may help somebody out, it may not. It may seem dumb to do those things, it may not. I don't know. To me, it's more, things are more desirable if they're bundled with like memory cards or whatever the case is, systems bundled with games. And if the game discs and the cases are all janky, that's okay. I've got extra ones that I can swap out and make it look nice. So anyway, let's see. T winning resale. What do you use to record? Phone, camera, GoPro. Let me heart this as well. In fact, I'm going to put down replied live. Replied live on new video. Let's just copy and paste that, and so they can watch the new video and see the replies. See, I'm getting smarter with this stuff. That's a pretty good strategy. Makes y'all watch the next video. All right. So T winning resell. What do you use to record? Phone, camera, GoPro. Very good quality video for being new on YouTube. I'm just using my phone, man. One thing I learned is I do have a GoPro, and I've been meaning to use that in the field more, showing you guys what I pick up and how I do my deals and things like that, just the negotiation part, because I think I do a pretty good job negotiating, and I think people would enjoy watching that part, like a 5 or 10 minute video of just 10 or 5 negotiations that I did throughout the day or something. But I'm just not I don't have a ton of time for video editing. I'm not very good at video editing. It takes me way longer because I'm not good at video editing. I've learned that last year when I tried to video edit. If you go back in my older videos from last year, I tried to do video editing and snippet things and all that and put things on the screen, and I did a decent job, an okay job, not a very good job, but it was so tedious and time consuming to just do that. I switched it up this year, February, when I relaunched and restarted all this, to say, hey, it's got to be easy or I'm not going to do it, right? For me, at least, that's the way I am, especially if I'm taking something new on. If it's not easy and convenient, I'm not going to do it. So I got me a little stand, and I just use my phone, and it's raw, unedited, because after I do the video with you guys, I can just type up a title, I can click a couple options and hit submit, boom, and it's loaded up and it's good. Versus taking 2 hours on the back end to edit all this video footage, if not longer, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever the case is, to edit all this footage, put it all together, make it somewhat better, I guess, more stimulating to watch, and then, put it out. And I wasn't getting much more views really than how I'm doing it now, just raw and unedited. However, I am planning on getting some footage. Like actually tomorrow I should take my GoPro with me and maybe do that. So tomorrow is the 100-mile yard sale or endless yard sale. It starts in Dunn, North Carolina. It goes all the way up to like Rocky Mount, all the way up. What highway is that? Is it 301? I forget what highway it was, or it's on. But anyway, it goes all the way. It's not really a highway. It's like a back road highway. But anyway, it goes all the way up to like Rocky Mount, if I'm not mistaken, which is like 4 hours up. Or 3 hours up North Carolina. So I typically go up about an hour-ish or so from start at Done, and I go up about an hour last year, and then came down. I forget what town it was. Forgive me, I forget, but my plan tomorrow is to do the same thing. So this goes on, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know Friday, Saturday for sure. I can't remember if it goes Sunday or not. They got a Facebook thing. Look it up if you're in the area and you're into picking. I would recommend it. Even if you're within like an hour of Done, I would recommend going, because if you're into picking and reselling, it's a pretty fun experience. I'm not saying you're going to get a ton of great stuff, because a lot of it's like vendors that set up, but then you also have a lot of people that are on the road as you're traveling between town to town that set up yard sale, because it's the endless yard sale. So churches, schools, any open parking lot or people's houses, whatever, they all set up. There's it's crazy how many people set up on this road, all the way up from, like I said, Done, all the way up to like Rocky Mount, which is like a 3-hour drive. So, and there's cars, I mean, everywhere. It's crazy. So it's a cool experience, but so I'm doing that tomorrow. I'll probably take my GoPro, but the only problem is then I got to edit the footage on the back end, and that's where it'll end up sitting. So my second plan was as an alternate, to do more shorts, to like in the moment, I can do a short and post it, make it easy for me. I haven't quite done that much, maybe twice. I think I did 2 shorts, so that hasn't really worked. The plan is that, but it hasn't worked well. This has worked well. So, hey, on my iPhone, just boom, boom, here we go, submit, I can do this. The rest of it, I can't promise it's going to happen, but it's the plan. It's what I would like to do. It's if time and convenience wasn't a factor, I'd be doing that all the time as well. But anyway, so there's that. I'm a rambler. So if you're new, I ramble a lot. I'm sorry. I haven't even got to sales yet. And we're at 12 minutes. So let's see, Justin. Thanks for sharing. Tip. Justin's been around a bit. I've seen you comment a few times. Actually, it normally goes into your listing and adds scrolling banner, shows all your products. I feel like it drives traffic to older listings. They do have a fee structure. Okay, so this is use Activa. It's automated. It automatically goes into your listings and adds a scrolling banner. What? Showing all of your other products. Wow, really? I feel it drives traffic on older listings. They do have a fee structure, but I believe the gallery banner thing is free. Wow. Well, that's some good information. Information. All right, so Justin is saying, so so I was talking about the previous video, promoted listings, and now eBay's got there's 4 options for promoted listings when you go in to do promoted. I do the basic. I've done the basic forever. That's what I'm used to. It's convenient. I know what I'm getting into. So boom. Then they got the next one, which is like they pay per click or something. I was going to do it, and then I decided to back out because I wasn't quite sure how much to put toward it. So how much per day I should put toward it, because it asks you how much you want to put per day. And then there's the 2 other ones. One of them, I don't remember what it was. And then the last one was it promotes outside of eBay. But Justin is saying that there's, I guess, like a third party, Activa, that does like adds a scrolling banner with your listings in your listing. of your other listings, which is kind of cool. So I may have to look into that, Justin. Let's see, Mark, how did you test the Oculus? Or did you not test it? So I replied to that. Yeah, basically just I plug it in to make sure that the visor lights up and that the joysticks work. Everything else, the sensors, I mean, I didn't actually use it. So I'd imagine the sensors are good to go. But I do make sure that like it turns on, fires up, and the joysticks and things are working on it. And then Kurt says, yo, Average Joe, do you ever come up to Michigan? I live in the suburbs, have some systems to sell, all the cords, connections tested, and all that kind of stuff. I do. I replied to his comment as well. I do go to Michigan every so often. The last time I went up was 2 years ago to visit family and stuff like that. Actually, it was kind of work related and to visit family. I don't go too often, probably, yes, every several years. So, but you know, we can always maybe work something out even through the I've done quite a few deals through my Facebook page, through my sports memorabilia Facebook page, because I'll put out that I'm looking for video game stuff, and I'll end up getting folks that we end up making a deal, and I pay for shipping and they ship it to me. So maybe we can work something like that out. But I think that's it on the comments. I think that's pretty much it covering comments. So I'm gonna do that from now on. We'll cover comments if there's any. A lot of times there's not. Well, I mean, there's always a couple comments, but as far as for me to reply live or to address them live, we can start doing this regularly as well. But let's move on to eBay sales while we're actually here. So eBay, I mentioned in the last video yesterday, was the day before I did every single one of my listings. I went in and I brought the price down manually. I did not do a sales promotion this time, but I did do the marketing promotion. And I typically do 5% is what I do. So just to give you guys an idea of where I'm at typically, and my sales are, we're selling stuff. You know, so all I'm saying is we were pretty dead while I was on vacation mode. Even after I came back, not a lot happening. Now, granted, vacation mode is part of the problem, but now that I restart, and sometimes it's good to end and relaunch a new promo, because I still had one going until like the middle of, it's like the 15th of June. It was still rolling from last month when I set it up, but it was getting, you can see the analytics in the chart, how it dive bombed. There's like no traffic on it. So it was like, okay, well, let me end it and restart it. So that's what happened. And here we go. We got a bunch of traffic again. So sometimes you do need to just end those if you got it like continuous. I typically reset it once a month and go back in and end it and reset it. And that always tends to kind of give me another jump boost on stuff. So that's just another little nugget to throw at you. If you just have a continuous one going for months on end or a year, you know, because you can set it just keep going to be promoted for all those listings and just be there. But if you look at the chart, you can see it dive bomb, and I don't really know how accurate the charts are, but what I can tell you is at some point you just stop, the sales just slow way down again. So you end it and reset it, and it tends to kind of boost stuff up again. So I think it's kind of broken in that respect, because it shouldn't do that, but in my experience, it does that regularly. So even without the whole time off and all that kind of stuff, the vacation mode. So end and reset your promos if you're doing those at least once a month, I'd say. So since I've done that, I mentioned yesterday we had, I think, 8 sales for like $1,100, $900 or something like that. It was a great day. Let's see where we're at today. So today, or yesterday through today, from when I left off yesterday, we've had, I think, 9 sales. Let me make sure I'm on my right eBay. Yep. All right, so we've had, let's go to sales and orders. So I've got 2 eBays. One is for our thrift store, and one is for what I do for my full-time stuff. So we have a total of 9 orders for $392.80. So not too bad, not too bad. Hit goal. If you've been with me before, you know my goal is 200 a day. I at least want to hit 200 bucks in a day. 100 is my like absolute bare minimum. So we hit 392.80. So we hit our goal. We doubled our goal for the day almost. After shipping, I'll probably be somewhere in the, after shipping and fees, somewhere in the 300 range or 320 range. So not quite doubled the goal, but definitely smashed the goal. So let's go over what sold. Not a lot of big items sold between yesterday and today, but some older items, which is nice. Get some of this old stuff out of here. All right, so let's start with a mug. I was surprised this is, I've been hanging out with this thing forever. I've been holding on to this forever, and it finally sold. You know, Gary V got me on mugs, and you know, being a reseller, knowing the game, you know, I watch some Gary V, and so there, you know, I do look at mugs. I'm not gonna lie, just because there's money in them too if you pick them up for a quarter. I've sold some mugs for, you know, 10, 20 bucks that I've picked up for a quarter or $1 or whatever. So I mean, not to say that there's not money in them, but it is certainly a niche, and it's a slow moving niche in my experience. But anyway, this one is a Disney character dad mug. So Disney character dad from Walt Disney. Is old school from, I don't know, probably the 90s or something like that. But anyway, it's been sitting on my eBay for long time, probably at least a year, if not a year and a half. Sold for $11 plus shipping. It's going all the way to California, so they paid $27 for that thing. I think I had shipping too high, because I don't think that's going to cost me more than like 10 bucks to ship. So I definitely, well, I guess with their taxes, what was shipping? What they pay for shipping? Let me see the breakdown. They paid. So yeah, they paid $15 for shipping. So I had shipping. I didn't have the shipping stuff right on that. I can tell you that. So I'll make some extra dollars on it, which is nice. But at the end of the day, yeah, I had the calculated shipping on that, and I had it way too high. So, you know, I do over time things change. You know, so ground advantage at the time, priority was the only option. So that may have stayed with priority. That may have been why that's like that. Because I know at some point I didn't go in and change. I tried to go in and change all the. So let me start over. So there's changes. A lot of times things change over time, right? So one of the big changes that happened in the last year or so has been ground advantage, maybe a year and a half now. And I want to say that came in right before the ground advantage. Did that go priority? So yeah, so that's going priority. So that's what happened. So I listed that for probably 2 pounds. Because after the shipping, it actually weighs like, it's actually a heavy mug. So it weighs 1.2 pounds. So I probably did it as 3 pounds priority, and that's why it's 15 bucks to ship to California. That's probably exactly what it is. So that probably would have sold quicker if I would have, and I just lowered the price. It was like $14.99 or something like that, or $16.99. So I just went through and lowered the price, probably $14.99, lowered to $10.99, and somebody picked it up. Part of it was the shipping. So that can hurt you too sometimes, you know, if you don't go back in and modify your shipping. When those big changes happen, I tried to be diligent and go in and change all of my priorities to ground advantage, and you know, tweak the price or tweak the option, so that way it'd be cheaper for customers, because priority is more expensive. So anyway, that's what happened there, but it sold, and that's all that matters. So that's out of here. Next thing that sold was an Olympus camera. So an Olympus camera. This sold for $53 plus shipping. Can't sleep on cameras, guys. So camera, got the charger and the camera. So just you know, people. I will say, in my experience, and this is another nugget, in my experience, something that people don't value or don't perceive as being valuable. And that's a lot of times where you get your bigger margins, going back to what we talked about before for, I think it was Justin or whoever it was. Talking about the margins. Was it Justin? I can go back here and check. Winston. So this kind of full circle. There are certain items and categories where people just, the overall perception is that it's not worth anything. And so that's a lot of times where you get your big wins and your margins in things that people perceive as not being valuable anymore. Video games actually is one of them still, believe it or not, which blows me away a lot of times. There's still a lot of people that don't perceive video games as being valuable, so they just get rid of them. Video cameras, old digital video cameras, people don't perceive them as being valuable. And so there you go, there's that. So it's $53. So saying that to say, that's a good thing to pick up, is digital cameras. Next thing that sold was a stuffed animal. Oh, let's see. This one here. All right. So I think I picked this up for like $1, like $1. So there's that. It's a flippy kind of thing, flips over. So there's that, and picked up for $1. Oh, I guess my yard guy's here. Sold for $10 plus shipping. So there's that. I guess I'll shut the garage door. Hold on. There's that. Get my yard mowed. Good deal. All right. Now it's a little dark in here. Next thing sold. So yeah, it wasn't a great pickup, but you know, for $1 turned to 10 minus fees, you know, I made $5, nothing major. Next thing that sold was believe it or not, this is another thing that sells pretty quickly, and people perceive it as not being valuable. You know, a lot of times I'll pick these up for $1. $30 plus shipping. There you go. It's a quick flip. I think I picked that up maybe 3 weeks ago. So Windows 7, as you can see, Windows 7. Crazy, huh? Star Wars. So the next thing it sold was Star Wars for $8 plus $5 shipping. So there's Star Wars Battlefront, or I'm sorry, The Force Unleashed. That has no manual on this one, just the disc, no manual. So for $8 plus $5 shipping. So there's that. Next thing that sold, Friends, right here. I think I picked this up for $3. I want to say. Usually DVD sets, especially if they're in the nice little package container and all that, are pretty good. It's got a little blemish on the bottom there. Again, I think I picked this up for $3 if I'm not mistaken. Maybe $5, maybe $5. No more than $5, I can tell you that. Sold for $27 plus shipping, so not too bad. Let's see, 3 more items. This is the last orange controller that I have. The last orange one. So the orange GameCube controller sold for $37 plus shipping. $37 plus shipping on that one. Actually, $36 plus shipping, sorry. $36 plus shipping. And then Halo, if some of y'all been with me a little while, probably back in February, March. So it's been a couple months maybe. I picked up like 4 or 5 of these. I think it's been like 2 months. So, and in fact, I think Justin was the one who commented on them, said you'll do pretty good on those. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Justin. Anyway, so the Halo figures in the container, $13 plus shipping on that. And the last item, which was our bigger item, GameCube. Is this one right here? I'm almost out of GameCubes, man. That's crazy. So GameCube bundle, kind of hard to see, but GameCube controller, memory card, games, the whole 9. Nice setup, nice little lot. Sold to a repeat customer as well, William Allen on HH Game Collector. He's bought from me a few times, but that sold for $120 plus shipping. So there's that. So that's sorry for all the noise, but my yard guy's here. So he does my house and then he does our store, which is pretty nice because he charges me like $40 a lawn, if I remember correctly. My wife pays it, so, but I believe it's $80 for the 2 lawns. But he's got a huge industrial thing, so it takes him like 30 minutes. He's in and out of here in 30 minutes. Then he heads to my store and does my store. So he's, you know, anyway. But so good guy. I haven't cut my grass. I shouldn't even. This is almost like I'm at 29 minutes. I'm rambling. I haven't cut my grass in so long, guys. I've been ever since I started my helmet business. I used to have a riding lawnmower. Shame on me. I used to cut my grass all the time. And then one day I just decided I'm done cutting grass. And it wasn't permanent. I didn't mean to like permanently never cut grass again. But this was about 5 years ago now. And then I think what happened is I got like a really good deal through a guy, like I think it was $40 again, through a dude that was doing our neighborhood at that time. And I was like, I can't beat $40 every 2 weeks. I mean, that's too easy. Save me 3 hours of going out there and doing all that. Yeah. And I haven't looked back, man. I think there was a guy in between him and my guy now, which my guy now used to work for me when I worked at AT&T, but he has his own business now doing stuff. So he kind of hooks us up a little bit. Because most lawns my size are going to charge at least $80. I mean, I only have like half an acre. It's not huge, but most places are going to charge you like $80 starting out. So, but yeah, I couldn't beat it, man. And it just kind of manifested into where it's at now. Like I look back, this is the first time I've actually even talked about this. 5 years later, I've not cut the grass. In fact, I got rid of my riding lawnmower because he was using it for a while but when he started his riding lawnmower business, he started with my riding mower and then blew it up. I just sold it for like $400, and maybe it was $250 actually, $250, and it was an old Craftsman, and I got rid of it. He ended up buying this big industrial John Deere one. But I mean, he hooks me up with the lawns. He does other odds and ends for me from time to time and doesn't charge me much. So, you know, it is what it is. I didn't care about him blowing up my mower too much. But yeah, so anyway, I'm rambling at this point. We're at 30 minutes is where I want to be. We covered some comments, which is great. I covered our sales, which is awesome. Pretty good day in sales still. I'm anxious to see what tomorrow brings. I've been posting a bunch of stuff on eBay. So, you know, if your sales have been slow, try a promotion. 5% promo on all your items to just see how it goes. And then list, man. List. I don't think anything I just sold was new that I just put up. No, nothing that's sold I just put. In fact, the mug and the controller have been around for a while. They've been sitting for a while, and the GameCube has been sitting for a while. All the other stuff I've picked up, I think, this yard sale season. So within the past 2 months or so. So it's nice to see some old things get out of here. That's always nice to see old stuff go because it needs to go. But anyway, I'm going to go out back and pick up all my little wiffle balls for golfing because I'm trying to get better at golfing. And so I got little wiffle balls out back, and he's going to mow over all of them. In fact, he's probably already back there mowing and cutting them all up. So I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'm gonna get this stuff packed. Go talk to him real quick and grab all my wiffle balls, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Later, everybody. Oh, and drop comments because I'll reply to them live. If I don't reply to them in person, I'll reply live, and you can hang out on the next video, and we'll address them on the next video. In fact, I like doing that. So drop some comments. I like talking through that kind of stuff, helping you guys out. It's better than typing, I'll tell you that. I'd rather articulate it through my voice and hear their versus having to type it all up. So anyway, have a good rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Just your average Joe hanging out, going over sales and all that good fun stuff until the next one, which will be tomorrow, unless we have no sales. We'll see you later.